What's the good word, Jets fans? It's your boy DKB here. So when you think about this whirlwind of a season so far, it's been absolutely amazing and ridiculous all at the same time. The Mike Williams trade, the Haason Reddick trade. The latest one is the New York Jets officially acquired Davante Adams from the Las Vegas Raiders. And it's crazy thinking about it on paper that you have two future Hall of Famers that you acquired, technically three, right, with Tyron Smith as well in free agency, all in the same off season. And I know this is coming on the heels of, Aaron Rodgers highlighting Mike Williams' wrong to ran route, and he tried to adjust to some things, but it felt like it was needed. You can see that Alan Lazard, a guy that many of us are still, reading about from last year's performance, he is excelling within his offense based on his chemistry and understanding what Aaron Rodgers is looking for. If he looks as good as he does, you have to imagine Davante Adams is going to be an absolute rock star for the New York Jets the moment he touches down. The details around this trade are interesting, and I hope everything was done, above water, over the table, if you will, so that, nothing blows back in terms of penalties for the Jets. But I think I saw, according to Adam Schefter, that Davante Adams was already on a flight to the New York Jets Monday morning, or Monday night, excuse me, after the game. And he was in the building this morning, I guess, before or sometime in the vicinity of when the trade was actually confirmed by teams. And I saw that reported by Dana Rossini. So some of the other, quick details that I saw was that the Jets will be assuming the entirety of his contract. So he has 15.34 or something like that million due this year, and then it jumps up to like 34-35 million over the next 2 years, although they're both non-guaranteed. So everybody expects that deal will get reworked. I just don't know how valuable it'll necessarily be to the Jets. So again, this being an all-in season, one where now that we're 2-4, we absolutely have to get this fixed next week. The next week is a win by any means situation, and this move definitely explains a lot of that, right? And then, of course, for the trade details itself, I don't know what year these are in, but apparently it's another conditional, I guess, third round pick that moves to a second. And it looks like it's based on him either being a first or second team All Pro, or if he's playing in the AFC Championship or Super Bowl, I believe I saw. So interesting details or caveats to how that works out, but is well worth it. Davante Adams is never a guy that I would question in terms of what he could bring to a team. And pairing him up with the quarterback that has really let his career thrive can only be a good thing for the Jets. Now, there are correlating moves to this that I'm curious about. There hasn't been a lot of people expected a wide receiver would have to be thrown in as part of this trade. Maybe that comes out, but I think that would have been huge news already if so. So now you're talking about Davante Adams being the one, and Garrett Wilson the two. Mike Williams is your 3. Alan Lazard is your 4. We still haven't found a way to really get Malachi Corley on the field. Xavier Gipson hasn't taken that next step that it looked like he could have during training camp. So that is about as an elite as a starting 4, a quadruplet that you can possibly get in the NFL, in my opinion. You have 2 high-end wide receiver 1 caliber guys, and then Mike Williams, who is in that T. Higgins tier for, a high-end 2, maybe a low-end 1 type of guy. And then Alan Lazard, again, he's been playing, I guess, up to expectations now with Aaron Rodgers. So I absolutely love to see it, man. Not only that, but when you think about some of the intangible stuff that we're going to get in terms of reaping benefits from this, Garrett Wilson will see exactly what Aaron Rodgers has been wanting out of him from Davante Adams. We know that he's a no-nonsense, high-effort guy, so that whole wide receiver room is going to get a chance to really just dive in, lock in, get to pick his brain. And I remember seeing him, I don't know if he was talking to Steve Smith or it might have been on the Pivot podcast, but he was just highlighting some stuff where even when it looks like he's getting locked up, he does some stuff to set up his next route, right? Maybe he's running a corner route and a cornerback sits on that route to the sideline. He'll throw in a little hip swivel, make it look like he's trying to do a comeback route or take it as a go route and force that cornerback to really make a business decision when he, in all reality, actually won the route. So I'm super thrilled to get him in the building. Concerns out the window, right? If we can't get this offense humming with Davante Adams in here, then it was never meant to be for us. That's just the point blank period of it all. The other news, though, on top of the Davante Adams one, is that the Joe Douglas seems to have given the green light to Haason Reddick to go out and seek a trade. Now, I seen small window as the headline to it, so I don't know what that means. Maybe it just means because we have a couple weeks here before the trade deadline expires. Or if that just means you have a week or two, and then regardless of what you're doing, you're going to play or we're shutting you down for the season. I don't know what that looks like, but considering they got Davante Adams in the same manner that they got Haason Reddick, I would imagine they just want to try to offset that and recoup the trade value as best or as close as possible. Right now, this does signal that Joe Douglas has effectively given up on Haason Reddick, and this coming on the heels of him having a new agent. I believe I heard that they actually got in the building officially for just the second time in order to try to work out this contract, and it seems like I guess we're just too far apart on what a multi-year extension will look like, because the last rumors I saw was that he turned down a one-year deal that was massive enough to let him recoup all of the penalties that he lost, in addition to pumping up some of the value that he originally had on his final year, which was $14.5 million. So you could be talking something like a $32+ million 1-year deal, which would have been insane. I don't know how they even would have pulled that off from a cap perspective. I'm assuming some void years and stuff, but we'll see what happens there. One of the names to keep out for on the Haason Reddick front right now is definitely the Detroit Lions, on the heels of Aiden Hutchinson having that, I think it came out as a broken tibia, anyways, a broken knee, right? They're looking pretty desperate on that defensive line, and so this could be something that sparks that trade getting done. Have no idea what the cap situation looks like. There's still other teams out there that we've named before, like the Arizona Cardinals and stuff. So we'll see how that works out. But man, this is a net positive day for us by far. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you again.